Thank you, Ms. Kathy. So honored to be here this afternoon. Well, Kathy explained to you and briefly introduced, but we have Mr. Fraga, John Fraga. He's our Chief Communication Officer. And welcome, Mr. Fraga. He's introduced the initiative and the partnership that we're trying to do with Sweda Academy.
Hello, Carroll County. I'm John Fraga. I'm the Chief of Communications for our new venture, the Southwest Economic Development Authority. Who is Southwest, and how can we impact Carroll County in a positive way? Southwest Sweda, as we call it, don't put it in coffee, is the vision of our CEO, Shahab Barney, an expert in international banking and a past member of the Maryland Central Republican Committee. He and our Executive Vice President, Harris Tanu, have over 50 years' experience in international banking and business. And our chairman, Bob Cockey, is a successful businessman who became an advocate for other businessmen in the areas of zoning, regulations, licensing, and grants. Our focus at Southwest is to be facilitators, to make Carroll County a hub for investors who now see America, like Maryland, thank you, Governor Hogan, open for business. America's technology and free enterprise have always been admired by investors, but they have felt that recent regulations of the last decade have made investment long and costly. Well, folks, it's time to change. And the world is now ready to get back to America, and here's how we, you, and Carroll County can benefit. Southwest will use a digital business incubator that will collate in real time market information, local, state, federal, and fiscal regulations, and data that are needed by both investors and local growers and businessmen to make agreements, partnerships, and with product purchase contracts smooth and seamless. And while we have the ability to facilitate investors of several types of businesses, Carroll County agriculture and farm business will be our main focus. I'm sure you have asked why Silver Oak and Southwest. Along with funding help, we will train some of the Academy's young people who show potential computer aptitude to man our country's specific desks, to accept and respond to investors' inquiries. And as most countries have free agricultural enterprise zones, Silver Oak Academy would be an ideal location to connect to emerging markets, a win-win for all. As important as our global digital platform will be in cutting and clearing paths to partnerships, the value of person-to-person relationships are timeless. To that end, we will extend our reach with liaisons that we call citizen diplomats for trade, successful, foreign-born, patriotic Americans who want to further foster trade with America and their nations of birth. And among our many initiatives that will impact the area's reputation as a hub for farming business will be to use Carroll County to host conferences, summits, and expos, the first already planned for this October. And we will bring the market here to learn about farm micro-lending, exchange programs, and modern farm techniques. I hope all of you can see that our success must be a win-win situation for all parties, private, corporate, and government, and not to mention jobs. And finally, I said win-win. I should have said win, 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 win. That's a lot of wins. But when we at Southwest Economic Development win, and Carroll County, Maryland wins, and Silver Oak Academy wins, and agriculture and farm businesses wins, the biggest winner, we hope, will be the young men who will find an additional career path through our help, and that, gentlemen, will be the biggest winner of all. Thank you. And now I have the honor to introduce our keynote speaker, one of our Maryland-born and dedicated loyal servants to the people and to Maryland. This gentleman is Mr. Joe Barton Felter, our Secretary of Agriculture, and he is Baltimore-born and raised. He has been helping Marylanders since the early 80s, and he is a farm owner and understands the agriculture and farm business. Mr. Barton Felter.
Thanks, John, and it really is an honor to be here this morning this afternoon now with everybody. But first of all, you've got a great partner here in Sweda. We're going to provide a lot of opportunity here for the graduates for Carroll County. And John was talking about the win-win-win, and he mentioned agriculture, he mentioned farmers, he mentioned students, but if you all win, the state of Maryland wins too. It's all about, us working with each other, and he was talking about partnerships, and that's why it's so important to have this partnership with Sweda and the opportunity that it presents to all of you. But what I was really just blown away by this morning already was by the graduates and the path you decided to take, and how you may not know it yet, but how it all relates to agriculture, and how agriculture and its related fields provide opportunity for jobs in the future. I heard 2 or 3 times culinary arts mentioned, and the one name sticks out, Mr. Baldwin. Catchy name, but with the culinary arts right now and the program that we're promoting at the Maryland Department of Agriculture, Maryland's Best Fresh Local, and the amount of opportunity that's presented out there in local restaurants and places like that, because people want to eat, they want to buy Maryland's best fresh local produce, fruits, and now there's a whole new horizon that's there for us as we've taken over seafood too as part of promoting that. With Sweda, one of the things that some people here may not realize is that at our department, we not only do a local promotion with agriculture here in Maryland or the Mid-Atlantic area, but we have a whole international arm that reaches all around the world. But we have places in China, in Southeast Asia, other places in Southeast Asia, Europe. We just had people get back from doing promotions on our products in Ireland. I've been doing international trade missions to Cuba. And the opportunities that are there that present themselves to us and to you all are really boundless. The promise as we celebrate this new partnership today between Southwest Economic Development Authority and Silver Oak, it's right here in Carroll County. And this digital incubator will facilitate contact agreements with emerging global markets that will put the county on the map, the state on the map, Silver Oak Academy on the map, and it's going to provide a future for the students here as you graduate and move on. Through this partnership, Sweda will provide business training and career development resources for students and graduates. As was mentioned earlier, Carroll County has a rich heritage for ag, its history, tradition, its mission. If you haven't had the opportunity, it's great to visit the Carroll County Ag Museum, which has a long history of what it's meant to Carroll County. When Governor Hogan took office, one of the things he mentioned on his very first day was Maryland's open for business, and one of the missions that he gave to me as Secretary of Agriculture was reach out in all rural areas of the state and also reach out in all the urban areas of the state to try to make sure that the ag education is being provided in all sectors to provide that opportunity. I mentioned about the marketing opportunities, but one of the things that all the students here need to think about is, besides just promoting and selling food, there's also all areas of food safety that's there in the future. We're looking for and need to hire people in food safety issues, not only for looking at food, whether it's safe, but also teaching food safety techniques. Our weights and measurements section. When you go to a gas station and you go to a gas pump and fill up, how many people ever notice that there's a little tag on that pump? It says inspected by the Maryland Department of Agriculture. I got a call as we were on our way here this morning. They asked me, are you supposed to be able to read those numbers on the pump? And the answer is yes, you're supposed to be able to read the numbers on the pump. We need to have more inspectors, and we're constantly looking at people who are qualified to be inspectors to go out and do, that work in those type of qualified positions. So it really is great to be here. The young graduates who are here, I see when it was mentioned earlier that one of the things you really want is to have girls here at the school.
Yes, sir.
Just remember, they can be a distraction. If they're not here, one of the things you can do is concentrate solely on your academics. And then when you're out of school, there's plenty of time to relax and have your girlfriends and go places and do recreational things. But while you're here, you can concentrate on what's important academically. Yesterday, I'll pass this on to everybody here. I had the opportunity to visit Amick Chicken Plant in Hurlock, Maryland. I don't think anybody here even knows what Amick Chicken Plant is, because they're way under the radar. People have heard of Purdue, and people have heard of Mount Air, because they're all the chicken brands that you see in the store. Amick's a chicken company that's under the radar because they do food brands. Sam's Club, Food Line, the chicken nuggets at a McDonald's, or the chicken tenders there, and they fly way under the radar. Small town on the eastern shore like Hurlock, Maryland. The amount of employees who are there, 1,400 employees in that company. That's a lot of employees in one company. Average salary, starting salary is around $35,000 to $45,000 a year with benefits. So that's an important employer. It's a food employer. And it's an opportunity for people to really make progress and move into the future. But I just threw that out there because what they said they constantly have to do when they get graduates come in and go to work, it's a first-time job. It's the first time they've ever been out in the employment world. And one of the first things they have to do when they have graduates from either a high school or even a community college is basically retrain them to be part of the employment workforce. And one of the things you're getting here that's so important at Silver Oak Academy is you're being workforce ready when you graduate from here. And that is really important. With that, I'll close. I thank you all very much.